Most dog owners believe they love their dog well. They buy the toys, the treats, the cozy beds, and yet something still feels like it's missing from the relationship. Here's the truth that nobody talks about. Your dog doesn't experience love the way you imagine. They don't understand your long speeches, your expensive gifts, or the dramatic cuddle sessions you post on Instagram. What they understand is something much simpler, much quieter, and far more powerful. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 7 acts of love that your dog actually understands on a biological, emotional, and behavioral level. And the last one on this list, it costs absolutely nothing, takes only 5 minutes, and might be the very thing your dog has been craving from you since the day they came home. Act 1. Touch them deliberately, every single day. The way most of us touch our dogs is almost accidental. A quick pat on the head while we're scrolling through our phone, a distracted scratch behind the ear during a commercial break, a rushed cuddle when the dog climbs onto the couch uninvited. But there is a massive difference between casual touch and deliberate touch, and your dog can feel that difference instantly. Research on dog-human bonding has shown that calm, slow, predictable physical contact doesn't just feel nice to your dog. It actively lowers their stress hormones. It signals safety at a physiological level. And the beautiful thing? It works on you too. Physical contact with your dog reduces your cortisol and raises your oxytocin, the same bonding hormone that connects mothers to newborns. So here is the practice. Once a day, get off your phone, sit beside your dog, and spend 3 slow, intentional minutes touching them in the way they enjoy most. No distractions, no multitasking. Just warm, steady, skin-to-fur contact. To your dog, that is not a small act. That is safety made physical. Act 2. Be predictable, because dogs trust patterns over promises. Your dog cannot read a clock. They have no concept of your Google Calendar, your work schedule, or the fact that you'll be back in 20 minutes. What they do understand, deeply, intuitively, is pattern. The sound of your alarm in the morning, the jingle of your keys before you leave, the rhythm of walk time, dinner time, and bedtime. Dogs read routine the way we read language. It is their primary way of understanding the world. Studies on canine stress have found something fascinating. Long-term cortisol levels in dogs and their owners often move in the same direction. That means your dog is absorbing the emotional texture of your lifestyle. When your life is chaotic, their nervous system reflects that chaos. When your life has a steady rhythm, they settle into it like a warm blanket. You don't need to be a perfect robot. You just need 3 anchor points: 1 consistent walk time, 1 feeding time, 1 bedtime ritual. Hold them with as much regularity as you can. Consistency is not boring to a dog. It is one of the most loving things you can give them. Act 3. Feed their mind, not just their stomach. A lot of dogs that owners describe as easy or lazy are actually just chronically understimulated. They sleep all day, stare out the window, and wait. We mistake stillness for contentment, when very often it is just boredom wearing a calm mask. Dogs are built to search, to sniff, to solve, and to investigate. Their brains crave engagement the same way their bodies crave movement. Mental enrichment, scent games, food puzzles, snuffle mats, hide-and-seek with treats, a stuffed Kong, is not a luxury for fancy dog owners. It is part of a healthy life for an animal whose intelligence is being completely ignored. And the payoff is real. Dogs who get regular mental stimulation are calmer, more confident, easier to train, and significantly easier to live with. You don't need an hour. 10 focused minutes of mental engagement can shift the entire quality of your dog's day. Scatter their kibble in the grass. Hide treats in a rolled-up towel. Give them a problem to solve, not just something to consume. Their brain is waiting to be turned on. Act 4. Let them sniff and stop rushing. Every walk. Here's a habit that most owners have without even realizing it. They treat every walk like it's a cardio session. Head down, pace brisk, dragging the dog past every interesting smell in the neighborhood. But for your dog, a walk is not just exercise. It is information. It is decompression. It is mental release. Sniffing is how dogs read the world. Every lamppost, every patch of grass, every passing stranger is a story written in scent. When you pull them away before they've finished reading, you are cutting off one of the most fundamentally canine experiences available to them. They got movement, yes, but they didn't get to be a dog. The fix is simple. On at least part of every walk, slow down. Let your dog choose a patch of ground. Let them linger. Let them follow a scent trail as far as it takes them. What looks like nothing to you looks like freedom to them. A walk where your dog gets to truly sniff is not a shorter walk. It is a richer one. Act 5. Move with them because their brain needs it. Most people exercise their dog for one reason: to tire them out so the house stays intact. That is a perfectly valid goal, but movement does far more for your dog than just burning physical energy. Regular activity supports emotional regulation, healthy sleep, mood stability, and, this part surprises most people, long-term cognitive health. Research tracking older dogs has found that the ones who remain more physically active tend to maintain sharper mental function as they age. This isn't about turning your dog into an athlete or exhausting them daily. It's about keeping the body and brain in conversation with each other through consistent, enjoyable movement. For young dogs, that might mean vigorous play and long walks. For older dogs, it might mean shorter, gentler outings done more frequently. The goal is engagement with life, not intensity for its own sake. Movement is emotional maintenance. It is one of the most direct ways you can invest in your dog's long-term well-being. Act 6. Catch the pain. They will never explain to you. This one is harder, and it might be the most important act of love on this entire list. Dogs are extraordinary at hiding discomfort. It is instinct. An animal that shows weakness in the wild becomes a target. So, your dog will often continue to be cheerful, obedient, and loving long after their body has quietly started struggling. They will not tell you where it hurts. They will not cry out in obvious ways. Instead, the signs will be subtle, easy to miss, easy to dismiss. They sleep in a different position. They hesitate before jumping into the car. They get up a little more slowly in the morning. They flinch when you reach for a spot they used to love being touched. They become slightly clingier, or slightly more withdrawn, or simply a little less like themselves. These quiet shifts in behavior are often the earliest language of pain that a dog has available to them. What looks like stubbornness can be discomfort. What looks like moodiness can be chronic aching. What looks like normal aging can be something treatable that has simply gone unnoticed for too long. A dog who is hurting cannot fully enjoy the play, the touch, the walks, or the closeness you are trying to offer them. So notice the small things. Film your dog if something seems off. Track changes in sleep, appetite, movement, energy, and temperament. Bring those observations to your vet. And if your dog is getting older, don't wait for something dramatic before you increase the frequency of checkups. Catching what they cannot say is one of the deepest expressions of love available to you as their owner. Act 7. Just be there fully. This is the simplest one. It is also the one most owners never do on purpose. Your presence, your calm, undistracted, fully available presence, is one of the most powerful things you can offer your dog. Research on canine attachment has shown that dogs don't just enjoy being near their owners. They use their owners as a secure base. Your presence changes how safe they feel, how confidently they explore, how well they handle uncertainty and stress. In a very real sense, your dog borrows steadiness from you. That is why they follow you from room to room. That is why they glance back at you on walks, checking that the world is still okay. They are not being needy. They are orienting around the one relationship that makes life feel understandable. And there is a big difference between being near your dog and being with your dog. They can feel the difference between distracted contact and real connection. So give them 5 minutes a day where nothing else is happening. No phone, no TV, sit on the floor, let them come to you, let them lean, let them place their head in your lap, and just stay there. You don't need to perform anything. You don't need perfect words or elaborate gestures. For a dog, that quiet, chosen, unhurried presence is not a small gift. It is everything.